Hey everybody, we're back again. This is lesson 14-3, using reasoning. So we're going to use our brains today. You need to have in front of you your measuring tool and a small paper clip if you can find one. If you can't find a small paper clip, another object will do. So if you have a Lego, get a penny, or if you have a penny, find something else to use for your other measuring tool. I have a small paper clip and my penny is back. Then you also need 3 items that you are going to measure and estimate with. So one of the suggested items is a leaf or a pine cone or something outside. You can definitely do that, or you can find things in your house, whichever is easier for you. So I am going to start with a piece of chalk, and I'm just going to lay it here. I'm going to write the word chalk. I'm not going to take the time to draw it, but I'm going to look at my 2 measuring items, and I'm going to decide which one is going to be more. So is it going to be more cubes or more paper clips? And I'm going to say it's going to take more cubes in this case, or pennies in my case. Okay. And then we're going to use our good measuring skills. We're going to line our penny up and go ahead and measure it. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'll put a 4 over here next to the cube because that's what my penny represents. Then I'm going to move my item a little bit so I can make some more dots. Here's my paper clip. Again, line it up end to end. And there's 1. 2. And we're going to call that 3. We're not going to work in half measurements in first grade. So my estimation was correct. It took more cubes or pennies than it did paper clips. I'm going to get my next item, which is a rock. And you have the choice, first graders, of drawing the picture or of writing the word. So I'm going to say, this one's going to be close. I'm still going to think that it's going to take more cubes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. This is a little bit trickier, so I'm going to estimate where I begin. And it looks like it's 2 pennies long. Again, I'm going to move it. There's my paper clip. And it's about 1 paper clip long. A little bit more. The last thing I'm going to use is this teaspoon. And this time I'm going to say it's going to take fewer, watch the language change, first graders. Remember, they always like to try to trick us. So I'm going to say fewer paper clips, and I'm going to go ahead and measure, lining up my ends and measuring across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my paper clips. There's 1. 2. 3. And again, we'll call that 4. Doesn't have to be exact, just close. So that's how we're going to do the front of the page. When you're ready, go ahead and turn to the middle. Let's do our read and understand. Here we go. Read and understand. Do you need more cubes or more paper clips to measure the length of the toy boat? We're going to come up with a plan. We're going to compare the cube and the paper clip. The cubes are shorter, so you need more cubes. That sounds like good logic. Moving on. Solve, look back, and check. We're going to measure to check. And in this case, they lined up their cubes and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes and 1, 2, 3 paper clips. Let's go ahead and go to the back. Looking at number 5. Carmen made a sundial. How long is the picture of the shadow? Use the objects to solve. So you're going to take your measuring item that represents your cube, place it, and go ahead and measure. There's 1, 2, call that 3. And on your paper clip, line that up into the end. There's 1 and 2. All right. Looking at number 6, which object would it take the most of to measure the length of the bench? The paper clip, the crayon, the shoe, or the pencil? Which object would it take the most of to measure the length of the bench? Okay, here comes the fun part. You get to choose a classroom object. Now, if you're like me, you're in the kitchen. So I'm going to choose a kitchen object. I'm going to draw the object, then measure the object with cubes and paper clips. So you can go ahead and do that and pause the video. And when you come back, we'll do the inside together. And you're back. So here's the inside of your paper. Remember, we're going to set our tools aside and we're going to go through and estimate. So we're going to look in this column and we're going to choose more cubes or more paper clips for numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and make your estimation, your estimate, your guess. And now I want you to go back through and use both tools, and you're going to measure with both tools, making sure that you line up on each end with your tools. So you're going to do blocks or pennies or whatever you've decided is going to be represent your block, and then whatever is going to represent your paper clip. When you're when you're finished, grab your parent and have them check it and correct any mistakes you might have made. Or have your parent give you the best smiley face or star they can make. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.